We got cinnamon disc. I'm going to make the cinnamon disc cookies. It says we need a half a cup of margarine. Make sure we got a stick of margarine. We're going to put that in there. And then we need a cup of sugar. A cup of sugar. And it says cream together until fluffy. Margarine and sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so it's really nice and fluffy in there. And you can't really tell from this angle, but just believe me. Alright, so we need 1 egg beaten and a teaspoon of flour. Oh, a teaspoon of vanilla, not flour. Okay, there's 1 egg. So then we need a teaspoon of vanilla. And then it says to mix the egg and vanilla well. And then you need to add the flour, which has been sifted with baking powder and salt. Well, I don't have a sifter, so we're just going to throw it in there and hope for the best. Oh, okay, so I'm going to show you this stage now. It's nice and creamy in there. And it smells amazing because I added vanilla. Alright, so we need 1 1/4 cups of flour. And 1/4, and then a little bit because I spilled some on the counter. Lovely. And we need a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of baking powder. Please help me. Baking powder, yes. Making sure I don't want to accidentally do the wrong thing. So baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of and then we need to add those which have been sifted. Oh man, gotta chill this though. Gotta put the protection on for my seal. Okay, and then it says chill dough. It doesn't say how long to chill dough. And then the next step is to use teaspoon to shape dough into balls. Roll into chopped nuts. Mix with cinnamon. Place into cookie sheets about 2 inches apart. Bake 12 minutes at 375. Then remove them to cool on racks. Of course, I don't have cool racks to cool on. Makes about 2 1/2 dozen cookies. Should have doubled this recipe. Too late now. Okay, so I'm going to chill the dough. 1/2 cup of walnuts. Don't have walnuts, pecans. With 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So first off, I need to cut those nuts. We're gonna call that a 1/2 cup. Hopefully you can see. And it says finely chopped nuts. If you had a food processor, this would probably make it really easy. Guess what I don't have. A food processor. So we are going to do our best to finally chop these all up. And then we're going to put this in a bowl. And work on rolling the cookies out. 2 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. There's 1, 2, and no sugar. So just throw some in there because I need space for my cutting board. And if I had a food processor, I would make this way smaller, but I don't. So I'm hoping that that chopped is good enough. I think it will be. I think it'll be fun to see the nuts on the cookie. Because I'm making these for adults, I'm not making them for children. Hence the nuts in the cookies. If it was 100% for children, I wouldn't even try to make these probably. Unless I knew the kids like nuts. Even then, I'd probably have to put sugar in this mixture and coax them into eating it. You know how they are picky. Oh, that's a little big on the side. But these are adults, so they should be okay with them. Alright, so we're just going to mix that around with the cinnamon. It really seems like a lot of cinnamon for these nuts. It does say that though. Might just do a little bit more nuts. The only reason why I'm doing that is because there's a lot of cinnamon in here. That's not coated. And when I roll the cookies in, I don't necessarily want like a big chunk of cinnamon in my cookie. Alright, hopefully that helps. Alright, cookies time. So we're supposed to use a teaspoon to shape the dough. And we're supposed to get, how many cookies are we supposed to? 2 1/2 dozen cookies, so about 30 some cookies. Let's see how that works out. Okay. We did like small cookies, that would probably work in my favor. Need to put something on. Assembly line. This is really soft. Okay, and then we're gonna put the cookie right here. Then we're gonna smash it down or anything. Place on grease cookie sheets 2 inches apart and bake. No, that's what we're supposed to do. Okay. I have a feeling this isn't enough. But we're gonna go with it today. We'll see if it all works out. Also, when it says two inches apart, I never ever get out my ruler and say, let's measure 2 inches apart. I just measure with my eyeballs. In fact, I wouldn't even know where a ruler is. Even if I even if I knew where my stuff was, had my stuff, I still wouldn't know where a ruler was. Probably there's a tape measure somewhere. And a fun fact, if you try to buy a tape measure in Japan because you need to see if furniture is going to fit, they don't measure in anything recognizable. They don't measure in inches or metric system. They have their own unit of measure, sun or something, and they're very close. Some of them are very close to like things that you might recognize, like an inch, but they're just a little bit off. So when you look at it first, you think, this looks right. And then you look closer and you're like, oh, this isn't even close to what I thought it was. So if you come here and you're looking to measure something, be careful. Because that was like a whole hour looking into stuff. And don't ask me, I still haven't figured it out. I have a lot to learn about the Japanese cultures and ways. I'm sure you can Google it though. Also, I don't know if I'm making these too small or just right. So we're gonna bake these at 375 for 12 minutes. And then as soon as they come out, we're going to put them on a rack to cool, except for me, I'm just gonna put them on the counter like these cookies are. Let's turn it so you can see. Because I don't have a cooling rack. Well, I do, but it's not here. I did get word that I would be getting my stuff sometime in the next month, so that's good. Kind of excited about that. Maybe you'll actually see me cook a little more then, and not making stuff work with 2 spoons. You should see me try to cook dinner. That's when it really gets interesting. Right, here's what the cookies look like when they're done. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.